Please welcome the man who I think by Monday will be the intercontinental champion of the WWE. He is the self-proclaimed greatest Mysterio.
You know, I mean, you've always been very loyal to the Judgment Day, although its members have shifted. When people are members of the Judgment Day, you're very loyal to them. And I remember seeing you get tattoos with people who aren't in the Judgment Day anymore. Do we laser those off? Do we cover them up? Do we keep them? Because who's counting at this point?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't remember?
I have no recollection.
Is that a medical condition?
Of said tattoos.
You don't?
No.
You don't recall?
I have a bunch of tattoos, but the ones you're talking, I don't know what you're talking about.
I probably made that up, I guess.
You probably saw that somewhere in the dirts.
I did. That's where I get my info from.
Right?
Yeah.
Probably some fake news.
Wow.
I don't know, dude.
Wow.
I don't have those tattoos. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Watch good. You wear long
These
sleeves.
Alleged tattoos.
Yeah. No, you're right. Do you think to yourself at all? You know, a lot of people, and this goes back. You know, something that's been remarkable about John Cena's build to WrestleMania has been that it goes all the way back. It goes all the way back to the reactions that he got, right? Do you think about the reactions that you got sometimes? You know, you have a room packed full of people chanting your name, but when you started in the WWE, there were a lot of people that were doubters. There were a lot of people claiming nepotism. There were a lot of people claiming, I don't know about this Dominik Mysterio. I mean, I get it. Some, and I'm not going to say it was me, some were saying we love his dad so much that we'll give the kid a chance.
Ass.
But now, all of a sudden, the tides have completely turned. Do you have people that come to you supporting you that you know? You weren't there. You weren't there day one.
I mean, have you seen The Office?
I love The Office.
You know Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
You know he has his list?
Yes.
Let's just say I have a list. And I'm not talking about, any other list. I'm just talking about Ryan's list.
Just Ryan's list.
Yes.
I think it's similar to Steve Buscemi's list and Billy Madison.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
That's very, very good. If you're going to compare yourself to Ryan, what era Ryan are you in right now? Are you Dunder Mifflin executive? Are you working in the bowling alley?
Man, I feel like that's hard to say. I could be at any point in Ryan's right now.
No.
But maybe bowling alley Ryan.
You think so?
I think bowling alley Ryan, because he's on his way back.
Right. Underappreciated.
100%.
The only one who gets him is Michael Scott.
And what did he do? He grabbed shoes for the crew.
That's right.
On
Yes,
his
he
way
did.
out, he grabbed
Yes,
some
he
shoes for the
did.
crew.
That's you grabbing shoes for the Judgment Day.
Every day. I'm always ripping the Judgment Day, and I'm always got my crew with me.
That's right. And you're going to have a good idea like Wolf at some point. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be great. Are there any nerves or thoughts or butterflies as you look at what is in front of you for WrestleMania 41? Because you've already created a WrestleMania legacy for yourself. This is your fourth WrestleMania. However, your first WrestleMania that's not some way, shape, or form associated with the family name. This is the one where you're standing on your own 2 feet. Is there a part of you that goes like, oh, this is a defining moment?
I mean, it was more of like an I told you so moment, because everyone was like, oh, man, it's going to take him so long to get out of his dad's shadows. It's been 3 years.
It's really a short time.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm already way better than him. In every way, shape, and form. So, like, I don't know. I feel like it states itself, right? Like, I'm just that dude.
When did your confidence develop as a performer? Because you sit in front of me now, I mean, dripping confidence. But there was a time when it was like, this is your first singles match. You're wrestling in the Thunderdome in front of no fans, and you've never done it before, and all this stuff. And you weren't this.
It's the mullet.
I mean, coming from a guy with no hair.
Got him.
Yes.
Got him.
It is the hair. It's the hair. He's got a good stash, though. I'll give him that. But honestly, I think it was just like the consistency and just getting in the ring more and just getting the reps. You know, what was it, 2023? I had like 100-something matches. So like just being able to get in there and like travel the world and wrestle so many different kinds of people, from Cody to AJ to Randy to my deadbeat to like a bunch of guys. Even CM Punk, his first match back. I had him at the Garden. So like it's been crazy.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, and especially that period of time when you think about it, there was a good run, and I feel like if you were really watching, you noticed, but people weren't really talking about it, that you were doing Raw, NXT, SmackDown every single week.
And the live events.
And I think that was an era that did a lot, because you'd have like Raw, it'd be a big Dominik promo segment, character. And then you go over to NXT the next night in Orlando and have like a 20-minute match with somebody super athletic. And then 2 days later, you're on SmackDown. And I don't think he said he's a workhorse, but everybody was booing you. Where were you? Where were you? Now, he's saying it now.
Oh, fuck.
Did you feel like you wanted like credit for that at that time, or did you feel like the credit was the foundation that you were building?
Honestly, I feel like everyone around me was giving me credit because I was kind of just going. I was in such a zone to where, like you said, I was doing Mondays. I'd go to NXT Tuesdays. I'd have Wednesday off. I'd fly out Thursdays for SmackDown. Then I'd SmackDown Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday we do live events. So like the fact that I just continue to do that weekly, I got a lot of respect from boys. I feel like unfortunately, the people around me at that time were hyping me up. Like I didn't have to do the talking. They were saying I was the hardest working man in WWE, which I was. So that's.
You agreed.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's good.
But I didn't have to say it.
No. No, that's good.
My work, and they said it for me.
Yeah. You just walk around going, I don't know if you heard what these guys are talking about over here, but you should talk to them.
Goddamn right. Go listen. But no, it was a grind, and I feel like I did earn a lot of respect from the boys for sure.
I think you also, it's the 10,000 hours concept, right? Like all of us, I think that's, when you talk about 3 years, like really seriously, like the pandemic wasn't that long ago, and you had zero experience. And now it's like nobody puts you in that context whatsoever.
I think it's also the guys that like I was able to work with coming up, right? So like I started off my career against Seth, and then I moved on to I was tagging with Edge, my deadbeat dad, and me against Roman and the Usos, and then we do that for coming out of the pandemic, and then we go into Summer of Cena, and it's me, John Cena, and my deadbeat against again Roman and the Usos for a whole month straight. So I'm sitting there learning from these guys, and then we move on, and I'm working with Sammy, Kevin Owens, I got Finn Balor, Damian Priest. So like I'm learning from these guys that are just been around for so long, top of their game, best of the business, and it's like I'm just a sponge, man. I'm just sitting there taking it all in, absorbing it, so then I can go out there and do it my way, my version.
Yeah.
Then it's been super helpful. Even guys like Randy too. Like when I first turned heel, he was one of the first people to text me.
Really?
Yeah.
Just saying like, hey.
Like just. I can't really put, like, I don't want to say what he told me, but, like, he said, hell of a job. Like,
that's cool.
Enjoy the ride, basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And cool to hear it from that person, number one, who's got all the experience in the world, but number two,
100%.
Who doesn't have to do it.
No. And he was out at that time. This was maybe a year or 2 years still before he came back. Because he came back, Survivor Series last year?
Yeah. 2023, yeah.
That was Clash 2023 when I turned. So, like... whatever. But yeah, time, dude.
Yeah, it's a circle, Do you feel like for reasons like that, like live events are missing? Like, do you wish that there was more live events? Because I mean, you just went on that European tour, obviously, but obviously, like domestic live events has gone down a lot. The emphasis is on the big TV shows and the PLEs.
Yeah, I think, everyone's opinion is different on the live events. Personally, I enjoy them just because I feel like we get the reps, right? We can go out there and try shit that we don't normally try on TV. And if it works, we'll do it on TV, something like that. And we'll just have more fun with it on live events, especially with like the freedom that we get and just the amount of time. It's not like we can actually go out there and work. We don't have to worry about commercial breaks. We don't got to worry about going to break and just working around that time, hitting a certain time. Like we can, whatever's going on, we can work around it. I know certain arenas have like a certain cutoff time, but like live events are just so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and for someone like you who's coming in at the time when you came in and it's like you need every rep that you can possibly get.
100%.
That's got to be invaluable.
Yeah, and especially like all the guys coming up now, like I feel like the live events helped me so much because like I said, I did those live events with Roman and the Usos and Cena, and it's like I did that for a month straight. So like the guys coming in aren't going to get those options to like sit there and learn or even ask guys that have already been there or ask for help. I mean, like the repetition that we get in those live events is just so crucial, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah. When you go back to your first WrestleMania and you're in the ring with Logan Paul, like obviously, are you applauding the match or Logan? LP. You love that guy.
I love Logan. Logan's my dude.
You
I don't
think
know
he's
about
great?
all that, but Logan's my dude.
But like, I mean, Logan Paul coming in a position where it's his first match, but it's also, that's one of those, like, he's a big name. A lot of eyeballs are going to be on it. People need to be in there with him that are going to make him look great, right? And you've got Miz and your father,
You don't want to call him a deadbeat?
I don't know that to be a fact.
I've stated the facts for you.
I believe you.
So then why don't you just say it?
Well, because I didn't witness it.
I'm telling it to you. I am the witness.
I would never. Dominik's my favorite wrestler. I would never call him a liar.
Just say it. Just say it. Just say it.
So you're teaming with your Debbie, and but yeah, it was difficult. But you're, I mean, that's a wild position for you to be in, right? Because now, all of a sudden, and that's very early, all of a sudden you're in this position where it's like we're trusting you to not mess up with Logan, and you're kind of still in that spot where it's like, who's gonna be in there with me? Like,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think I don't know why, but for some reason they've trusted me along these, with all these guys, especially coming in. Like, I've seen it online, but like they talk about how like I was Logan's first guy, Randy's first match back, I was Punk's first match back, AJ coming back. So like the fact that they just trust me with these guys to come in there and work with, I think it's pretty cool. But like also, I don't know. Again, they probably just want to work with me because
you think that's what it is?
yeah, dude, I'm the best.
Yeah, and they want something on the marquee.
Of course, they want that Dom rub.
Yeah, the Dom rub. No, I've heard that's a very prestigious thing.
100%.
These days.
They don't just call it heat anymore; they call it Dom heat.
They do. I mean,
saying.
well, okay. I mean, well, you're talking about those first experiences when you get out there, right, and you turn and the Judgment Day is forming and you're becoming that heel. When you pick up a microphone and you get that first thing, before it's a thing, before it's like this is kind of part of the act, when you try to speak the words that you're planning on speaking and the entire arena is making it impossible, what are you thinking?
So initially I didn't know what to think because I didn't know. Like, I'd never gotten that kind of reaction before, especially that loud to the point where, like, I couldn't speak.
Yeah.
And I was trying to talk to, like, Finn to ask him, like, what do I do? And, like, I couldn't hear Finn. and then like I like couldn't hear him, and he'd have to like yell, but then like the mic would be like right here.
So he's yelling into the...
So like then unfortunately we'd get to like someone like Voldemort who has to like whisper in my ear to like actually hear
Voldemort?
like what I'm saying.
The Harry Potter character?
No, like the one who shall not be named.
Oh, I see. The
But
female superstar who shall not be named.
yes. But so like even
Yeah.
when,
Everybody's slowly going, oh.
so like even when she whispered in my ear, she like had to like you yell whisper because like I couldn't hear.
It's very loud
It was
booing.
just so loud.
Yeah.
But like we just had to play with it because we got to the point where I'd had someone in the front just saying like we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is that like, because I'm sure now, like you develop instincts and you go, but at the beginning you're just trying to be like, these are the words I have to say, and these are what I have to say. So
like Rhea would actually So
it hurts.
So she would have to like say what I had to say for me.
Because it was, you got to get the message across for the story beats.
We had to get the message across, but I couldn't get it across, so she had to say it.
Because that will allow her to speak.
Yeah, because like for some reason they let her speak, but
right.
Like, and then like me, they just start booing me. So like I'd try to get it out, and then like they'd cut me off, and then she'd get like a whole sentence out. Then we'd try it again, and then it still wouldn't work. So then like she would just have to say the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it was double work, but she.
And then once you embrace it, how do you stop yourself from like smiling? Because when you want it and you know it's gonna happen, I would imagine like it does feel amazing.
I mean, it's just funny to me that it's still a thing.
Yes.
Right? Like you'd think they'd let me talk by this point. Don't start that shit. but yeah, it's like I'm still like. It's crazy. I mean, it's such a blessing that like I get hated that much, I guess.
Yeah.
Like people they hate me because they ain't me.
You think that's what it is generally? I believe that. Yeah, I feel like every time it comes up on the podcast, somebody's like, yeah, and then you could turn Dominik babyface, and it's like, stop. It's a non-starter for me.
Yeah, I don't know what that word means.
Babyface?
Yeah, what is that?
It's like a hero, like a good guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
Not for you.
No.
You never could have thought, right? When somebody comes to you and goes, here's what we're going to do. You're going to ruin your parents' family dinner. Because, I mean, with a lot of people, they don't have that thing. When you think about, like, these amazing characters, they don't have the...
What?
No, I
Is my
just...
Capri Sun disturbing you?
No, I want you to be hydrated.
I'm getting hydrated.
Slowly but surely.
All natural ingredients.
Yeah, no.
Allegedly.
No, I was just thinking, like, because my kids, they're, like, real little, and they also like Capri Sun, but I would tell them, don't hold it with your mouth, is what I would tell them.
Why?
Because it's not like, I wouldn't want them to get to the point where they're like, I don't know, like 27, something like that, and like successful and in front of a group of people and still doing that. I just wouldn't want to.
I'm gonna tell you this: if your kids are 28, successful, on stage, drinking a Capri Sun, wearing a Rolex on his wrist, I have no problem with him sucking on a Capri Sun.
Well, but you know what?
Why?
That might draw me to question how you were raised, and then we get back to our original point.
Are you a deadbeat, Sam?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
All right.
I'm not. Whoa. That doesn't. No.
I mean, well, I'll put it down.
No, I mean, look. If you need to hydrate, you need to hydrate. I want you to win the gold. You know, I want you to do well. But you know, most. It's refreshing. Most of these characters, you can't draw it back to a point. Like that single point is like, yep, that's the point that changed everything. That's the point. But for you, I mean, I don't think it's the mullet, Because you didn't have a mullet then. I mean, you had the side short, but it wasn't long and luscious yet.
No.
You know? And we don't want to think about those days. I know those are...
Nightmare.
That's
Nightmare
right.
Fuel.
That's right. But, I mean, I know we've all had eras where our hair wasn't cooperating with us, and we try to forget that time.
It just started going worse and worse and
We
worse.
just live in the existence that we're in now. When they start calling you Garfunkel instead of Sideshow Bob, it's hypothetically,
Allegedly.
you know. But for you, everything completely changed. I think it was the second one when you went in. The first one, when you go in and attack, it's great. Everybody's passing it around going, you got to see this, you got to see what just happened. You sitting in the back of a police car saying, I can't make it in jail, is literally, that sentence to me is the career maker. Everything changed.
I mean, honestly, I was speaking from the heart. You know, in that moment in time, before I went, I thought I wasn't going to make it.
You did.
I thought I wasn't going to make it, for sure.
And then
And
you get there.
came out the other side.
That's right.
You know? Yeah.
You ate the gruel?
It was great. I hit the yard. But I made it out quick. You know, Finn posted my bail, so it was good.
That was good. Yeah, I think the other thing was, what made it so great was that you would go on television and talk about your experience in jail. And instead of everyone around you rolling their eyes, everyone in the Judgment Day was going, that's right, he did go to jail, and he is tougher for it.
Because I was.
I know.
And I did.
And everybody's like, all right, this is the reality that we're in right now. This is a thing. This is how we're living. But it did. I mean, you couldn't. It's one thing to go like, this is working. It's another thing to go like, oh my God, this is one of those there's no looking back scenarios.
You gotta just dive right in.
Yeah.
You gotta just go for it.
Was there any point that you were like, man, I don't know. I don't want people to think I don't want people to think I'm a fool.
Dude, I could give a fuck.
You can't.
Like, if it's me, I'm gonna make it work somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like I get to that point where it's like, if you give me something with this prison Dom stuff, I'll make it work.
Yeah.
You know, even with Dirty Dom, I'm gonna make it work.
Right.
I'm the cleanest motherfucker out here. But in the ring, I'm the dirtiest one.
That's right.
So, like I said, I'll just make it work.
Yeah, I saw in the Logan Paul podcast, you said you wash and condition your hair every single day.
Yeah.
That's clean.
I showered this morning.
Shout
I'm
out.
gonna go home. I'm probably gonna get a workout in.
Nice.
Shower again.
Nice.
That's twice today.
Are you worried at all? We talk about workouts. I think about this sometimes. As a chicken tender connoisseur myself, I mean, I got a lot of time in the game, though. You know, I'm a legend in this chicken tender world.
Bet. Okay.
You know? But I wonder for you, do you worry about metabolism?
What's that?
So there's this thing that happens. As life goes on, you eat these delicious foods that fuel you and they make you feel good.
Yeah.
But some of us, it turns our bodies into just monstrosities. We start looking like melted candles. We don't know what happened. Now, luckily for some of us, we just get to sit here and do podcasts. We don't have to, you know, be athletic. But for you, who, when you're not talking about chicken tenders, you're literally before we came out, we were talking about In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out Burger, yeah.
Like, you're about that life.
I'm 100% about that life.
Do you worry at all? Like, for instance, Finn Balor once, this was real, I was seeing him, and I was going to Wendy's first. I said, is there anything you want me to pick up for you? And this is true. He said, ask for a grilled chicken sandwich, but no bun, no lettuce, no nothing. And he just got the grilled chicken from Wendy's.
Finn's the man.
Yeah.
I have so many pictures of him on my phone just eating celery. Like, at random points in times, like, he'll just, out of his backpack, he'll bust out like a thing of celery and just start eating celery.
Right.
Do you wonder why that dude has abs he has?
Right.
Because he's constantly eating, and it's celery. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that dude just pulls out vegetables and starts eating them.
But that pressure hasn't, like, nobody said, like, you know,
I
Tom.
don't like vegetables.
Oh, that's your problem.
Yeah, I don't like veggies.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. I think vegetables suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes your body's like, well, I need some vegetables.
I haven't gotten there yet.
So there's no, like, you see these people clearly, like, you're surrounded by athletes who take their nutrition seriously, and they have their meal preps, you know, that they bring with them on the road, or they, you know, have their routines and rituals to make sure that they get the right amount of calories from the right sources. They're not going to.
If they're happy, I'm enjoying life, dude.
Good for you. Good for you.
Like, I mean, it is what it is. At what point? I don't know if you knew this, but I was 260 at one point.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was 260.
At what point?
Right before I started my training.
Wow, you're a big guy, big kid.
I was a big boy.
Big kid, you like to eat.
So I know I could get there, but like I also know I could get back. I'm like, you know, I can lose it and gain it if I have to.
But that's also if like the Dirty Dom character goes in a certain direction.
Dude, I can put all the weight back on. For sure.
No doubt.
If I just stop moving and like, which is exactly what I did and what happened, like, because I like just no more athletic activity at all and just start stuffing my face, I could get there.
You could do it. So, but there's no part of you that goes like, oh, I'm worried about ballooning back up to 260. Let me chill on this Whataburger.
No.
Good for you.
I'm pretty consistent, like, in the gym as long as I can. Like, I eat like shit, but I feel like as long as I get in the gym like 5 times, 6 times a week, I'll be all right.
That's the other thing. We're not getting in the gym 5 times, 6 times a week. All us other chicken tender soldiers, we're not getting in the gym 5, 6 times a week.
I mean, just get in there and like walk around. Yeah, fuck whatever. Like, if you get in there, just walk around, do something.
It's good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess unless something happens. So like, okay, so you're like 260.
Yeah.
And is that when you go, I love wrestling, I want to just give it a try? Or
No, I've always loved wrestling, and like I just started losing weight because I was 260 for like a year plus maybe. So like I was already big, but then like when I started training, my deadbeat was like well, so you want to try it? I'll let you know if you have what it takes. If not, he goes, you're gonna stop training right away. I was like, all right.
Was he a tough trainer?
He didn't train me. He just did like.
Oh, he just watched you.
No. He did like 2 months with me, and then like he like shipped me away basically.
Ship, like wrestling boarding school? Like
Yeah.
no, that's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, off you go.
And you're like, you can't keep training me?
No.
He said no.
He like put me in a box and like Godspeed Spider-Man.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's a horrible thing to
It was
do.
a big box.
Oh my
obviously.
God. So who ended up training you?
So I had a couple trainers. So my first one, I went out to Tampa Bay, and I lived out in Tampa Bay for 6 months and trained with Jay Lethal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I did 6 months with Jay Lethal. Came back home, repacked my bags, and then went out to Calgary and did 3 months with Lance.
Wow.
Yeah, and then came back home, and then once I was home in San Diego, I found a local just wrestling school, and I had a couple local guys help me out there. But like other than that, it was just actually, believe it or not, Conan and Phoenix came out and helped and trained with me a couple
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Is there any part of you, because like obviously, you know, you're big into lucha and the traditions, and all of us that grew up even just watching the cruiserweights on Nitro, like we pick up on all those little Easter eggs. We were talking about it when you did the Raw Recap podcast. They're part of your gear and everything. Is there any part of you that would love the opportunity to like go to Mexico and do 6 months in a AAA or CMLL or something like that?
So before I debuted at SummerSlam, or before the whole storyline with Seth kicked off, I was supposed to go to Japan and be a young boy out there.
Wow.
That just never happened because, like, just the timing of it.
Yeah.
I got an opportunity and I jumped on it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because at that point I was already training for like 2.5 years with no matches, no debut, and like I'd been fucking begging everyone. I was like, just put a mask on me, let me go out there. And they're like, nope, we gotta wait for the right time. So then once I got the opportunity, I was like, I'm jumping on this. I was like, I want to wrestle.
How come nobody wanted to put you in the ring? Because you were raised son, and there would be attention on it, or?
I think it was just more of like they wanted, like everyone wanted the green light from my deadbeat dad first.
Oh, and that's tough.
Yeah,
He's
because
deadbeat.
he wanted to make sure, like, because as soon as I came home from like Lance's and stuff, like whenever he'd be home, he'd be there to like watch me. Then I'd have to do like practice matches and whatnot, and then I'd wrestle with him, and then he'd be like, no. And then I'd, like, even for Seth, he was like, I don't think you're ready. He goes, but it's your decision. I was like, fuck, I'm jumping on this.
Right.
Like, when am I ever going to get the opportunity to wrestle Seth again?
Right.
I was like, I'm going for it.
And the worst thing, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Like,
exactly. I was like, worst thing that happens is I suck.
yeah.
I was like, it's your name that goes to shit anyways. but lucky for him, it worked out better. And now I'm even better than he is. So.
That's huge. When did you realize you were better than your dad? And when you say you're better than him, do you mean you're better than Ray is today, or you mean you're better than?
I don't care what era you put me in. I'm better than every era Ray.
97?
I'll shit on 97.
You shit on 97, right?
I was born in 97.
Bro, that's like my favorite match of all time.
Yeah, I don't care.
You doesn't. Wow.
How old was he at that time? He's probably 21. Even that, dude, yeah.
Wow.
In the famous words of Jacob Fatu, I dog walk it.
That's something. You were talking. We talked about it a little bit on Raw Recap this week about the entrance at WrestleMania 39. Do we all acknowledge this as one of the iconic entrances? And you were saying that Triple H got his hands on that one. Like, what is that like when you realize, like, oh, because Triple H is another guy that I think one of the things that's awesome about him having his hands on everything is that it takes 2 seconds to talk to him and you realize, like, he is a wrestling fan. Like, he loves wrestling. When you realize, like, oh, there's something in what you're doing that has caught his attention so much that he wants to do this whole elaborate thing. What's that like?
I mean, it's huge, right? Like, the fact that the boss wants to, like, because I had no idea. Like, obviously they had this planned for I don't know how long, but I showed up the Monday before WrestleMania and still not a clue.
He didn't.
I had no idea. So when he pulled me aside and he was like, "Hey, you ready for your thing on tomorrow?" I was like, "What thing?" But he broke it down for me, told me the idea that they had for the entrance, how they were going to film the vignette, how they had the paddy wagon and take me out, and I was like, man, this sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. I was like, this is awesome.
How much of it, when you saw it back, did you watch it back? Do you watch your stuff back?
I watch my matches.
Yeah.
Just to like critique myself because I hate watching myself back.
Yeah.
But like I gotta watch it because there's things that I hate that I do that I like if I can fix myself like, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like that's how you learn. But I don't like entrances and stuff like that. But no. Give me to the good stuff.
The match?
Yeah.
I mean, you're so like a character-based wrestler. It's funny that of all people, like, you're the one who's like, no, where it counts is in between the ropes.
Yeah, because even like my mannerisms too, like everything matters.
Right.
Like everything matters. So it's like, what?
That's rule number 3, everything counts.
Fuck, what rules?
There's 3 rules of Notsam Wrestling. You didn't know about that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
What are the rules?
Wow, you have to, number 1 is watch the product.
Okay.
Because people will come and be like, oh, here's my opinion about this.
Fucked up that rule.
Yeah. You gotta, yeah, that's true.
All right.
So
Rule number 2.
Rule number 2 is speculate wildly.
Okay.
Right? And then rule number 3 is everything counts.
Yeah.
And that more goes back to, like, watch even the little things. Like, that's kind of the fun thing about watching WWE now is that there's just all this stuff. I mean, the build to You and Liv was really one of those quintessential everything counts. That's when I'm coming on every week and going like, yeah, but what was going on back here, and maybe she was over here, and this was happening. I mean, I remember that first week where it's like, you walk out of a room, and then Liv walks out of the room. And I was like, holy shit, a thing happened. Because I mean, I feel like up until that point, especially with the older regime, it was always like, if you're doing something backstage, clear everything out of the hallway. There has it's no movement whatsoever.
That was just a coincidence. we were both in trainers. I was just getting my arm checked out.
Yeah.
She had a match.
You both finished up at the same time.
I guess.
For lack of a better term.
Allegedly. Rule 3.
Yeah. That's right. When you realize people are picking up on this stuff, though, I mean, was there a part of you that was like, I don't know, we're doing all these little things. Will anybody even notice?
No, I knew people would notice.
Yeah.
People are weird.
Yeah, they are.
Like,
I mean, yeah, they are. Yeah, we are.
yeah. We are all weird. That's why we're all here.
Yeah.
Right? But at the end of the day, like, there's in everything that you do, whether it's wrestling, movies, comic books, TV shows, like the little things that you pick up after you rewatch it twice. Like if you watch a movie the first time, you see things the second time around because you didn't see it the first time. So it's like, I don't know, you just pick up on the little things here and there.
Yeah. And that's the stuff that counts. Are you chicken nuggets or chicken tenders? Because
Tenders.
Sometimes you say tenders, but then on TV they show this like palette of nuggets.
Well, I mean, the nuggets were the only thing available at that time.
Gotcha.
So, but I am a tenders guy.
What's the location geographically where it's been most difficult to find tenders? Because I mean, all my life, I'm like sitting there, and I mean, I remember times even when I was a kid where I would go, maybe, you know, the family was going to like Europe on a vacation or something like that.
They got them out there.
I mean, you got to look. I thought I was going to starve to death.
No, they got like KFC and stuff out there.
Oh, when I was there, I was in Paris with my wife. And I found a McDonald's in Paris.
Dude, the Mickey D's overseas is fire.
Fire!
Super fire.
Because they have different things on the menu.
Yes.
And the strategy is, okay, there's a big dinner later. I'm not going to like the stuff on the menu, so
And
I'm going to
Europe,
load.
So you already know that they're going to use no seasoning everywhere else you go.
Exactly.
Dog shit food.
It is terrible. It's terrible. It's really bad. But I'll load up on the McDonald's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Macca's is fire.
Like, you just slam it so that you're good for the rest of the day.
Royale with cheese.
Oh, come on.
So good.
But have there been, I mean, now, you know, you're a world traveler with the WWE. Have there been spots where you're like, this is going to be tough?
So actually, I thought it was going to be like damn near impossible to get like tenders in Mumbai in India.
Sure.
Because I was just there. But they had like specially made tenders for me.
They did?
Yeah.
They knew.
So they have like chicken nuggets, and they call them like chicken paka something.
Okay.
I'm gonna fuck it up anyways.
Chicken
But it's
pakal.
It's chicken pea something.
Okay, chicken pea.
But then they like I went to like this food thing that we were trying a bunch of like Indian food, and they had like the chef was like, hey, we made you some special chicken tenders, and they're like long, like almost like the chicken fries from Burger King.
I kind of love those chicken fries.
They get a little cold.
Yeah, I mean, they're a snack. Like, they're a side item.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. But like these tenders are actually like pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, so like the fact that I was able to get some like custom tenders in India.
That must make you feel like such a big shot, right? I mean, going to India, because like India, going on Netflix in India is such a huge market for WWE. Who are we going to send over there to get this place talking? It's super important. Got to send Liv, got to send Dominik. And then you get there, and they're so excited to see you.
'Cause we're the best.
They go, we made this especially for you.
100%.
Do people get confused, right? Because some people go, oh, this chicken tender thing, that's just a character. And you're like, no, dog.
You gotta live the gimmick, brother.
Yeah. You're old school. You're old school.
100%.
Yeah, that's right. The same way if you approached Harley Race in a bar, he would knock you out.
But he'd knock me the fuck out.
Right, but if you go to a bar, you're like, you better have some chicken tenders. You're eating chicken tenders.
Yeah.
Because you're living the gimmick.
You gotta live it.
But
I do love chicken tenders though.
They're so good.
Like it's hard to fuck up.
Right.
Like, and if you fuck up some chicken tenders, get out the kitchen.
That's right.
Because like I can make chicken tenders at home.
Right.
And they're not that great, but I'll eat them.
Yeah.
Right? But like, yeah, I feel like it's just hard to go wrong with some chicken tenders.
It is. And when you see them, and also, here's the thing about chicken tenders, now that we're having this conversation. Also, people will mock you for liking them, but nobody will ever say, I don't like a chicken tender.
100%.
You see?
They can mock me all they want.
Right, because you are jealous that you are, and you know what? People are uncomfortable, right? They're uncomfortable in their own skin.
Yes.
Right, where they're like, oh, society has told me that chicken tenders are just for children. I have to order something.
Get the adult tenders.
Right, of course.
They usually have them on the menu.
There's a platter.
Yeah, because like usually when you go and you only see chicken tenders on the kids menu and you order them, they'll be like, on the kids or the adult menu. You're like, give me the adult menu.
Give me the adult.
Because instead of 2 or 3, you get like 4 or 5.
Yeah. And sometimes they go, we don't have it on the adult. You go, give me 2 of the kids then.
Damn right. Yeah, then you get extra fries.
Double it up. That's right. That's right. 100%. Boneless wings or no?
Depends.
Mm-hmm.
I am a boneless wing guy.
Right.
But like, if we're in like a classic wing shop place or like, I don't know, I'll throw down some wings. But it's hard because like my mustache gets so dirty.
Ooh, yeah. That's tough.
Gotta clean
That's
it.
tough. I didn't even consider that.
Dude, I mean, how do you not consider?
I'm not here for my aesthetic. I don't know if you've.
I mean, I'm not either, but like, I'm a clean person.
Yeah.
Like, when you bite into a wing, that
No.
shit gets everywhere.
It's bad. There's a reason they call them flavor savers.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
I didn't even know that's what. That was
Oh
a thing.
yeah, that's a thing.
I clean mine.
You do?
Yeah, dude.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll clean it eventually, but.
Get some Capri Sun in there.
Yeah. That's what it all. It's self-cleaning. It's like a cat. So you get to this point now. I mean, do you ever get concerned like, oh, this is working so well, I now have to find the balance of when I don't change things up too much because this is working, but I can't let things get stale either.
I feel like you kind of always gotta evolve, right? Because I feel like that's just wrestling.
Yeah.
Unless you're John Cena.
You
The
know,
last 30 years, but
You're not a member of the C Nation?
no, I'm not.
You're
Not a member of any of. No.
You're not a John Cena guy.
No, I'm not a John Cena guy. I'm not a CM Punk guy. I'm not a Rey Mysterio guy. No.
What is it with you and Punk, by the way?
What about him?
You don't like that guy, and you talk about him on social. You say terrible things about him.
He starts it. I just
Right.
finish it.
Oh, I see. Because you say things like he's old. You say, I mean,
He is.
what's the?
Where's the lie? Google his age.
I don't want. I'm not trying to dox anybody.
Google the man's age.
No, I mean, he's older than you, for
course.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But where's the hostility coming from? Where did this rivalry?
There's no rivalry. I just don't like him.
Well, it's gotta. Why not?
I mean.
46.
there
Okay,
you go.
man.
There you go.
Okay,
He's
so
like 3 times my age.
that's not how math works.
Dude, so I've been getting speared by Steiner, so that Steiner math.
Yeah, that is Steiner math.
But yeah, I just don't like him. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, he sang happy birthday to Aaliyah when I was 12? I wanted to punch him then.
Yeah.
So it's like,
You hold a grudge.
yeah, I hold
Yeah.
a grudge. I
Yeah,
told you
yeah.
I had a list.
I forgot about the list.
Guess who's on that list?
Oh boy. Phil in Chicago. That is an interesting thing though, because as you've evolved out of your father's shadow, people don't associate you anymore with Baby Dom. You know, with Dominik, who was
20-year vet Dom.
20-year vet Dom. Straight edge society interacting Dom. They don't talk about you at 8 years old.
Dude, there's a picture of me floating around in WCW where I'm like 3 years old. I'm like bald.
And you're just there.
I'm just there.
Just being the man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've always been around.
Yeah. You are. You're the youngest vet
I'm the youngest veteran.
that's ever. I mean, do you remember that, like, being that young, 8 years old? Because here's the thing. Here's the performance of a lifetime. I mean, when you talk about, right, you just said that you rewatch your matches because you know, what you do with your face is so important at telling those stories. To me, I mean, Roman Reigns should be studied for the amount that guy is able to do with his face. It's unbelievable. But at 8 years old, the work that you were doing with simple facial expressions, I mean, incredible.
Yeah, that shit was real.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about your dad and how he handled that, right?
Those
Because
were real reactions from an 8-year-old terrified kid.
I mean, it had to be.
Yeah.
You know how my son is?
How?
He's 8. And you know what would make him have a face like that?
What?
If I told him, bro, if I don't climb that ladder and get that briefcase,
You're not coming home.
that dude gets to be your dad.
But Eddie was cool.
He was
So
cool.
I didn't mind it.
No, I get it.
It was a winning situation, but the way it went about it. I
Yeah.
was like with that social worker.
Yeah. I mean, bro, Eddie was cool. But going onto a playground with the storybooks, that's some truly wild
He
shit.
gave me candy.
No, yeah. That's what they say, though. They say you shouldn't do that.
Why not?
Accept candy from people on
But I knew him.
He wasn't a stranger.
No stranger danger there. I knew that man.
Yeah.
Could have been Pops.
That's
I
yeah.
know.
As far as you know, and by the way, there's still people that say that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Hey,
Who's
I
to
I
say?
questioned the mother.
Yeah. Send it back her way.
Yeah.
It's not all dad's fault.
Yeah.
Send something
Dude,
back her way.
I'm up for a DNA test.
You were. You would
I'm
do
up for
that.
it. Fuck yeah.
I bet she won't do it.
No.
No, no.
I live to super kick her and knock her out.
Yeah, and then get the DNA. Smart.
Boom.
It's good that you have Liv do that. Yeah. But I mean, like, the people sit down, and it's also amazing, too, that, like, Bruce Pritchard is, like, helping, like, orchestrate that whole thing, and now he's still right there with you as a grown-ass man telling your own stories. But do people sit with you at 8 years old and go, hey, this is what's going on, this is what you have to do? Or do they realize, like, you know, not only are we, whatever, quote-unquote, protecting the business, but if this kid kind of isn't sure what's real and what's not real, we'll probably get him to cry.
Honestly, so, like, there was a couple conversations that went down. I don't remember them, like, too vividly, but I do remember, like, obviously my dad telling me that I was going to miss school. And, like, first he had to make sure I was cool with it. And, like...
What, missing school and being a wrestler?
Yeah. And getting paid.
And getting paid?
Yeah, I was getting paid as an 8-year-old doing all of this stuff.
Were you cool with it?
Of course.
Yes.
So I was like, yeah, give me the money.
Yeah.
Give me all the tenders. And, I was
That's
like, and let me miss school. But then, like, I think when it started hitting me was when I'd go back to school and, like, the reactions of, like, the teachers, like, genuine concern, because, like, they didn't know. So then, like...
Were they concerned because you were portraying a story that was controversial, or were they concerned because, like, maybe they don't watch wrestling all that much? And
I think a little bit of both.
Right.
Because then, like, they would, like... I think it got to the point where I had to go to, like... I had to leave with the social worker. So, like, I just showed up to school, like, everything's fine. But then, like, my mom would pick me up, so she was, like, confused. So, like,
Right.
she'd talk to my parents, and my parents had to, like, sit her down and, like,
should we
talk
be
to her.
expecting a social worker to
Yeah, I
come
think
get
so,
it?
yeah, because, like, all the kids would ask, too, and, like, everyone was just curious. And, like, I was also curious.
Hey, how'd you get around this one,
Yeah, I
Mom
was
and
like, I
Dad?
was like, yeah, what the fuck is going down?
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't go, oh, no, this is all a show.
Yeah.
You can't say that to a
No,
kid.
but then, like, there were certain times, like, I remember Bruce talked to me about, like, what we were doing, and even Eddie, too, like, because I remember after SummerSlam, something happened where a cue was missed or something, and I just remember Eddie in the back was losing it.
Well, there was a moment in the match where he's like, where the fuck was
Where the fuck
Vicky?
is Vicky?
It's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, so, like, obviously still to this day, I have no idea what happened.
That's a wild thing. You're 8 years old, and you're like, I'm not sure what's real and what's fake. All of a sudden, Uncle Eddie's yelling, where the fuck was Vicky? And you're
Yeah.
like, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, but then we get to the back, and he's still kind of, like, hot about it.
Right.
Have you seen those like the big crates in the back that have
Yeah.
like all our shit in it?
Like the travel boxes. Yeah.
Those things are heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he flipped like it was like.
These are like, have you ever seen it, like seen bands that carry them? This is what you carry, like band equipment in and everything.
It had a bunch of shit in it too. Yeah, yeah.
Road case.
Road case.
But this is, I mean,
It was
really heavy.
It was like one of those old school wooden ones too, like heavy.
And
I just remember he flipped it, and then like he saw me, and then like almost like disappeared, and then like I want to say maybe like 3 minutes later, he just came and like pulled me aside and was like apologized, and then like was like, hey, everything's all good, and
It's like, here's some candy.
like literally, yeah, like calming me back down. And I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, you're good. I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I was like, cool.
I wonder if you had concerned Dom face that everybody knows from SummerSlam as you're watching Eddie backstage.
Probably. I'm sure there's footage of me just back there, just not knowing, just freaking out.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I was watching Dark Side of the Ring about Vader, and like listening to Mick Foley talk about, you know, with Vader, like he'd see people who had a dream to be a professional wrestler, and that dream would go away when they found out they had to work with Vader, right? Because he would just like fuck people up so bad. And the first thing that came to my mind was 2 weeks ago, watching Braun Breaker dive through the sky, turn upside down, and break Carlito in half. And then a month before that, absolutely annihilate a streamer at the Royal Rumble, and going like, you know what? That would be enough to destroy my dream of being a professional wrestler. And then I'm watching Raw, and I go, oh no, not to Dom. That can't feel good.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No.
But like also like I have a lot of issues here, cause like
Gut health?
no.
Oh.
Like rib area.
Oh, okay.
I feel like my ribs are always hurting for some reason.
But the spears probably
Yeah,
don't help.
So that's probably what it is now that I think about it. But like, and it's probably like a lingering thing from when I punctured a lung with Edge, that one match.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it could be, but it also like it's probably just from the spears.
Yeah, like spears suck from
Yeah.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, he's an ass.
How did you puncture? What was it with Edge that punctured the lung?
So I did the frog splash, and it had been a long time since I'd wrestled at that point. So I came up a little short, and I like cracked a small rib, and then that punctured my lung.
Oh.
Yeah.
When you get an injury like that, was that your first?
It's what happened to JD.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. When that
So,
is that your way of being like, I know everyone thinks JD's tough, but I'm tough too.
No. JD's was 10 times worse.
He's a lunatic.
He's insane.
He's the man.
And like, cause my thing was like, I remember we were in Portland, Oregon, and I had like a 7 a.m. flight back home, and I got to the hospital at like maybe midnight. They did X-rays, and I was like, hey, can I just get the fuck home? And they're like, well, you can't fly with one of these. They're like, we can do X-rays at 5 a.m. again, and they're like, if it's small enough, you can it's your choice. And I was like, all right. So they did it. They're like, small enough. They're like, but it's your choice. And I was like, get me the fuck home.
Yeah.
I was like, if I die, I was like, I'm gonna be asleep anyways. I was like, I'm peaceful, I guess. I had a good run. But with JD couldn't leave the hospital for like days.
Really?
And he was like, he could have driven home, but like he just couldn't leave.
Which is even more insane that he
Yeah.
finished the match.
Yeah, and that's on me too. Like there was a couple things in that match that I should have done better.
What
so
should-
I'm
what-
sorry, JD.
What should have you done better?
Well, after he was already fucked up, we were getting close to where I hit the 619, and I was supposed to, like, we had planned to 619 JD moonsault, but he told me I can't do the moonsault. But I was in my head, I was like, you gotta do the fucking moonsault.
He just needed encouragement.
I was like, you gotta do the moonsault.
Yeah, you can.
Because, like, it just, in my head, it wasn't, like, I'm not going to beat Ivar's fat ass with just a 619 and the frog splash.
Right.
Like, I got to hit him with more. So, like, I hit the 619.
And it's almost like we can't do Ivar like that. He's got to get hit with the
we gotta
moonsault too, because
so
otherwise.
I was running and JD's just going. But I was already running. So, like, he committed. So, like, dude, I love that guy.
Did you tell him I'm sorry? I mentioned you?
Yeah, afterwards I was like, I'm so sorry that he's like, oh, you're good, brother. But like, because like he finished the match, but he was like, it was bad.
That's
But
nuts.
He's such a trooper. I love that dude.
He's amazing. Was that? Yeah. Give it up for JD.
Give it up for JD.
Was that punctured lung your first like serious injury?
Yeah, I feel like I haven't had that many.
Yeah.
Thank God, knock on wood. I've only had like 2 serious ones.
Well, you're one of the greats.
Yeah, of course.
So, what do you expect? Was that when you get the first one, though, is it one of those things where it's like, oh, this can happen. This is real. I
didn't even think about it that way. I was just like, fuck, my lung hurts.
I got you.
But then I was also, I was worried about other things that I shouldn't have been worried about that I probably shouldn't say out loud.
Go ahead.
No, I can't say it. I can't say it.
Okay.
I was worried about other things. But at the same time, I was kind of just like, I feel like we were in such a hot run with the Judgment Day, too. I was like, I can't miss this. I was like, I gotta get back in there somehow, some way.
Yeah.
So I rushed it. But it was good.
Do you feel like it's, but it's good? My ribs still hurt all the time. It's good. I mean, Stone Cold did it with his neck, and he's the fucking man. So
Yeah.
there it is. I think it's a good thing. Have you started thinking about what WrestleMania is going to look like for you yet? And like what sort of that feeling is going to be, the entrance is going to feel like, the match is going to feel like. I mean, this is going to be I feel like it's going to be a big thing, not just because it's the Intercontinental title. I feel like the 4 of you in there right now, like everybody is looking at Breaker going like, you're going to be a world champion.
Fuck that guy.
Everybody's looking at Penta going like, he's finally here. He's at a WrestleMania. This is huge.
Took him long enough.
I feel, well, look. He was supposed to be here. That's all. So, Dom showed up. I think there's a wave of appreciation coming in of people remembering like, oh, Finn Balor is one of the greatest
He's the dad that stepped up.
to ever do it. Yeah. And then, of course, we've all been looking. We go, every time we think Dominik Mysterio has hit his peak, he gets better and better. So the 4 of you in there at the same time is another thing, but also the stories that are going on right now. Everybody's paying attention to the Judgment Day. Everybody's paying attention to when the other shoe is going to drop. There's a lot going on in this match. So that's all to say there's clearly going to be a lot of eyeballs on it. Have you thought about, are you thinking about it at all, or is that something day of, night before you start to?
I'll worry about that the day of.
Day of.
Yeah. I mean, me and Finn got a game plan going into this. There's not much to worry about. You can do the Steiner math on how this is going to come out. There's 2 Judgment Day members, 2 non-Judgment Day members.
Yeah.
They're obviously not a team, so we're just going to, as long as the Judgment Day comes out on top, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we all think you're going to win the Intercontinental Championship.
I mean, I'm gonna do my best, but I'll do my best. But it, like I said, it's definitely coming home to the Judgment Day one way or another.
When you talk about doing things in front of a stadium full of people, what was it like having to go like, yep, and you're going to make out in front of everybody?
It was, I just had to do what I had to do.
Well, okay, let's take a step back from that. When the idea comes about where it's like, no, dude, Dom is going to be like the biggest stud on the roster. Like you're going full Lothario.
'Cause I am.
Well, it's one thing to know that, right? And to look in the mirror and go like, yeah, I was right about that. I am that guy.
Good-looking dude.
Right. But to know that, like, no, the company's like, well, we have to portray you on TV. We have no choice. Like, you know.
Sorry, guys.
For when you realize, like, no, we're evolving out of you being like a prison guy to you being like the dude that every woman wants. How does that settle in?
I mean, it comes naturally to me.
That's sick.
You know?
I do.
Like it is. I've always had a baby face,
Mm-hmm.
so like, I like to think I age well. The mustache definitely doesn't help, but
Does not.
it adds, right?
Right.
It adds to it.
Right. There's a mystique.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I got great hair.
Right.
I mean, I'm the greatest Mysterio of all time.
That helps.
I mean, I don't want to sit here and list all of my accolades in my short career of 3 years, but basically
It's wild, right? Is that wild? 3 years.
Yeah, I'm going on a 4, I think. Right? 2020? No, What the fuck? I don't know.
You doing Steiner math again?
4. Yeah,
4.
we're on a 4.
You're going on 4.
4, yeah.
These numbers are getting big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a 20-year vet.
But a 20-year vet. Okay, so you're comfortable when they're like, no, these chicks are going to be going crazy over you.
Dude, it is what it is, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. What about when the online community kind of activates and it's like the real live dom? Because, I mean, I found that out when I started, when they gave me the gig of doing Raw Talk, and I was like, I'm just going to see how much, like, Dominik Mysterio glazing I can do on this show until somebody says something. And then somebody did say something, but it was like, yeah, we knew Sam was a real one, and it's all the live dom people on Twitter. Though I didn't know this community existed.
I have no idea. I don't, like, read into it as far as, like, the internet goes, but, like...
They love it.
I hear things.
They love it. They're going like, oh, Sam's one of us. Listen, he said it again. He said it again. And they love it. You're not aware of your...
No, I mean, like, I get tagged in a bunch of shit, but, like, I don't really, like, sit there and read the comments.
No.
Or, like, I'll post, like, on X or whatever, I'll post my little GIFs and mob.
Boom.
I'm out.
Yeah, there you go.
Done.
Enjoy that.
Yeah, on Instagram, the thing I do the most is, like, I am very picky about the songs I pick. Like, I love music, right? So, like, I feel like if I'm putting something, it's, like, it's either a story or, like, meaning behind it or, like, something. So, like, that's where I take my time. Like, who gives a shit about the pictures? I'm, like, the music.
You're a
behind
music
it.
guy.
Yeah.
You've always been a music
I
guy?
love music, yeah.
Yeah. What kind of music?
Anything.
Anything.
I
All
love
across all genres.
Right now, we got corridos tumbados. I love country music. I love reggae. I love hip hop art. Like, I love everything. I have a playlist for, like, before bed. I got, like, Sinatra. So, like, I love everything.
Have you ever thought about it? Like, it's kind of like, it's actually kind of getting irritating to tell you the truth, but every pop artist now has to do the country crossover.
Ugh.
You know, every single one of them are doing it. But now the fact that you like real country music, the idea of Dom
Going country?
going country, I mean, that'd be fucking sick.
Dude, I love country.
Coming out in
Dom?
cowboy boots,
Dude,
bro.
You seen my San Diego Cowboys hat?
Yeah.
I might bring that back.
You should really think
Bring it
about it.
back?
You should really think about it. Okay. All right. I'm going to let you go. But I need to ask, because you brought up wearing a Rolex before. But you don't wear a Rolex. Those of us that know, wrist checkers. I'm like, Dom's got another one? like you pop up with a few, you know what I mean? And it's like, you're right, the career's been short, but over the course of 3 years, I can point out, like, at least, 4 is a conservative estimate right now. And some of them, those of us that know are aware that these are not the more inexpensive models. You're also, you come correct with your sneakers, but those of us that know are aware, not inexpensive sneakers. Even when you started, like, wearing, off-white flannels, I was like, you could get a less expensive.
I started cutting those bitches up, too.
I know. I'm like, what's he doing? Are you saving anything, bud?
Hey, you got to remember, I've been making money since I was 8 years old.
Oh, you got that child actor money.
We've been making money. We got that SummerSlam 05 money.
Right.
Checks still coming in.
You know what's wild? Mattel making that little Dominik action figure means you are still making money off SummerSlam 05.
Yeah, and keep an eye out on my wrist. I got some new stuff coming out for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Okay, Dominik. That's the other thing. I pretend to be like, oh, I hope he's saving. No, I don't. No. I want you to flash something else.
Yeah,
I want you to flex. Just keep flexing.
Yeah, what was that saying? Treat yourself?
Treat yourself.
Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Come on now.
What are you doing all this for? You're a workhorse. You're injuring your ribs. What are you doing it? So that you don't enjoy the way you're living?
Yeah, no, you got to enjoy it. So that way when I pick up my tenders, I can see what time it is.
Oh, and you just see that glisten, that little. And here's the other thing about pro wrestling. It lasts forever. Everybody says that.
It does.
You do. That actually is one place where your dad is a terrible role model. Because he really has the longest career that anybody has ever had. I mean, you're impressive, or
No, it's not impressive.
okay?
Have you seen him without his mask lately?
Is he? No, is haggard?
I mean, I haven't. I just know what he looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say it's a good thing he wears a mask.
You're saying the mask is actually function over fashion?
100%.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah,
I had no
homie's
idea.
beat.
Oh man, your dad's beat?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. That's really disappointing. You see a gentleman in the front row here he's got your dad tattooed on his arm.
His brain's probably not fully developed. It's okay. It happens.
Wow.
But Sam, I wanted to show you something real quick.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, let me turn my brightness down so you don't see. I'm gonna show you since you've been such a nice Dom guy. I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek of.
He said Dom, by the way, not dumb.
Dom, D-O-M. Little sneak peek for Sunday.
Oh, I thought that was. I don't care about
That's
that.
not even the gear.
I thought that was the table pattern.
No.
Oh my. Wait until WrestleMania. We're looking at gear. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love it. So it's like, okay. You want to come out here and do your little strut? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
We'll see who likes him better.
Yeah. So, like I said, and not even the most swag outside the ring, in the ring.
In the ring too.
Yeah.
Which means that's right. Not only is he blowing all his money on accessories, he's blowing it on gear as well.
Damn right, because it's
That's
all
right.
a write-off.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, he will be competing for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 41, and he has graced us with his time today. So for that reason and all the others, give it up one time for Dominik Mysterio. Excellent. Guys, I appreciate you coming.
Enjoy Mania, guys.
For sure. We got the exclusive Notsam Las Vegas shirts, so I'll meet you guys outside. You guys want to take pictures? You guys want to buy shirts? I'll meet you guys outside. Thank you all for coming. You guys are the best.